Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus on-feet video of the Adidas Kaiser 5 Liga in the only colorway it's available in, black and white. Now inside the box, all you get are the shoes themselves, as you guys can see. So I'll get these out of the box really quickly. And if you guys could take a second to leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. So here is a look at the Adidas Kaiser 5 Liga. This is a shoe that I've been getting requests to review, I want to say over the last 2 years or so, and the main reason why I haven't brought it in is because of its lack of availability in North America. Recently that has changed, and the Kaiser 5 is now available, and if you guys are interested in purchasing a pair of these for yourself, check out the review page on my website, linked down below. You'll find buy it now links for the Kaiser 5 there. So what is this shoe? I'm sure a lot of you guys recognize it. It looks a lot like the Adidas Copa Mundial, arguably the best shoe ever made, arguably the most recognizable shoe on the market. It's been around forever and for good reason. It's an absolutely fantastic performer and just an extremely comfortable soccer cleat. Now the Kaiser 5 is quote-unquote a takedown model of the Copa Mundial. And I say takedown model very, very loosely here because the quality of the Kaiser 5 is right up to par with what you're going to get with the Copa Mundial. Now the top-end Copa has a retail price of $150 US, whereas the Kaiser 5 has a retail price of $100 US. So it's $50 cheaper than the Copa Mundial at a retail level. You can get it for a little bit less here and there. Actually on the review page of my website, that buy it now link, they're available for under $100. So it is actually a very, very good value. But basically the main difference here is actually the leather material used for the upper, which is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. The top end Copa is made from kangaroo leather. The Kaiser is made from very high quality calf skin. So that being said, let's get right into the video. So what should you know about the Kaiser 5? Now, despite the lower price tag, the quality of the shoe is definitely still there. Just like the Copa Mundial, the Kaiser 5 is made in Germany, which pretty much lets you know that you're buying a very high quality product. Now, in terms of the styling of the shoe, it's visually very similar to that of the Copa with some very minor changes. You can see I have this extra little piece here on the heel with the white piping there that to me actually looks quite good. I would go as far as to say that I prefer the look of the Kaiser over the Copa just because of that little white detail. You can see the stitching in the toe is very similar going across, but you have these little extra stitches right there. Not sure what the reasoning for that is. And of course you have that classic Copa Mundial tongue. Obviously this one says Kaiser 5 as opposed to Copa Mundial, and for whatever reason this one seems to stay down a lot better out of the box than a pair of Copas will. Central lacing system with the unnecessarily long laces, which is kind of a signature of the Copa Mundial, and then your white and black Adidas branding right here on the back of the heel. As far as the leather is concerned, the leather is calfskin as opposed to kangaroo leather like I mentioned, and as premium feeling as the Copa Mundial is, this one I would dare to say is not quite as soft from right out of the box, but I don't want to say it doesn't feel premium. This is still a very, very high quality leather soccer cleat, and if you're looking for a really affordable, premium feeling leather boot, the Kaiser 5 is still a really solid option just based on quality alone. Now, in terms of softness, it's nice and soft from right out of the box, but this, just like the Copa Mundial, is one of those shoes that requires several hours of break-in time to allow the shoe to stretch and form to the exact shape of your foot. Only then will you truly get the correct experience or the true experience from a shoe like this. It's an old school design where it's made to fit tight from right out of the box and the leather expands, like I said, to the exact shape of your foot, making for a nice one-to-one custom feel and just the most comfortable playing experience you've ever had from a pair of soccer shoes. The cut in the heel is exactly the same as the Copa Mundial. It has that nice deep fit, the synthetic leather liner on the inside, and the insole is non-removable just like what you're going to find on the Copa Mundial. So again, no major changes on the inside of the shoe whatsoever. It's pretty much identical. Moving on to the sole plate and stud pattern, again, just like the Copa Mundial, the Kaiser 5 is pretty much identical. You have that extra thick plastic sole plate with your conical studs that are black in color and your 3 rivets there right at the tip of the toe. So in terms of build quality, durability, and just general comfort, the Kaiser 5 is pretty much right on par with the Copa. Again, the major difference here is going to be the softness of the leather, and while the leather is very soft on the Kaiser, it isn't quite what you get from the Copa Mundial, but that may be better for durability in the long run, and we all know how durable the Copa is. If the Kaiser 5 can beat it out in any way, that's actually pretty impressive. As I'm sure many of you already know, the Copa Mundial is certainly not the lightest shoe in the world, and it shouldn't be much of a surprise that the Kaiser 5 isn't either. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 8 US, something I'll explain a little bit later in the video. So I'll throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 11.7 ounces. So I guess in comparison to most modern shoes, that is categorized as heavy for a lot of the younger generation out there. Again, I don't think that this is one of those shoes that's going to appeal to a lot of the younger generation, but if you are really trying to get something that's as comfortable as possible and just fits pretty much all foot types, something like the Kaiser 5 is definitely something to consider. And yes, they weigh about twice as much as a pair of F50 Adi Zeros, but trust me when I say that these are not going to slow you down. It may feature a less aggressive stud pattern, and again, not as lightweight of a design, but weight really at the end of the day is not something that's going to necessarily make you faster or quicker out there on the field. It's something that is, to me, more of a placebo effect type of thing. So if you can live without having ultra lightweight shoes on your feet, I think that something like the Copa, something like the Kaiser 5 might surprise you at how comfortable a pair of soccer shoes can actually be despite the heavier weight range that they fall into. So that's pretty much it as far as the weigh-in portion of this video, and move on next to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit and of course what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the Kaiser 5s on feet, and from right out of the box, these are actually very comfortable. They feel very similar to that of the Copa Mundial in terms of their overall shape, which shouldn't be too surprising. And just in terms of comfort, it's one of those shoes that truly will fit everybody very, very comfortably. If you have oddly shaped feet, if you have really narrow feet, really wide feet, this shoe really does fit absolutely everybody. So if you're one of those people that struggles to find shoes that you're comfortable in, try something like a Kaiser, try something like a Copa Mundial. You won't go back. There's a reason why they continue to make these shoes year after year, because they really are that good and they really are that comfortable. As far as sizing is concerned, this is one of those shoes that has some tricky sizing just like the Copa Mundial. Normally I'd wear a size 9 US, but in the Kaiser as well as the Copa, I have to go a full size down. So instead of a 9, I go for an 8 US, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. And this is one of those shoes that you want to buy with a snug fit. You don't want a ton of growing room in something like a Copa or a Kaiser, because the way they're designed is that they're designed to stretch. So the way they feel from right out of the box is great. They're going to be nice and comfortable, but after several hours of wear time, the leather upper will stretch. It'll form to the exact shape of your foot, and it does have the ability to overstretch. So again, you want them to have a snug fit from right out of the box. If they're too big, they will overstretch. And really, just as a rule of thumb, just go a full size down from what you normally wear in US sizing, and you should have the proper snug fit in your Kaisers or your Copas. So that's pretty much it as far as the on-feet portion of this video is concerned, and I'll leave you to my final thoughts. Alright guys, that's it for my unboxing of the Adidas Kaiser 5. This is a shoe that I'm very excited to test out. I pretty much am 90% sure of how it's going to perform. It feels very similar to that of the Copa Mundial, but I really enjoy wearing the Copa, so I'm expecting to have a similar experience with the Kaiser 5. And again, it's a cheaper variation of the Copa, not necessarily one that is inferior in quality. Yes, the leather isn't quite as soft, but that's not to say that it's cheap either. It still feels really, really nice and definitely premium if you ask me. So again, if you had your eye on a pair of Copas but didn't necessarily have the money for them, something like the Kaiser 5 at a slightly less price, a lower price I should say, is definitely something to consider, because the quality is definitely there. Made in Germany, you really can't go wrong. So again, I'll follow up with my full written review in the next couple of weeks or so, once I've had an opportunity to try these out, break them in, get some proper playing time in them. So in the meantime, if you guys want to check out the review page on my website, it is linked down below. You'll find the high quality images of this shoe to give you a better idea as to how they actually do look in person, as well as buy it now links with the best prices online, including exclusive SR4U coupon codes, allowing you to pick these up below the $100 retail price. So be sure to go ahead and check that out if you're interested in a pair for yourself. If you have any questions or suggestions, the comment section is down below, and I definitely will get an answer out to you if you have any important questions. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.